Hey YouTube world, this is Monumental. Okay, DJ Jackson here, gonna do a caricature of George Washington. Can you see that? What I did a Google image search, cut it out on a piece of foam board, simple stuff. That foam board is just to keep it stiff for me, lightweight. Let's go through my supplies right now. Usually I use an H pencil. H is for hard. It's hard, hard like a graphite. I'm not going to use the H pencil for this video. I'm going to use a simple ballpoint pen. Other supplies, we're going to do this in colors. So simple praying crayons, simple stuff. I'll show you how to get some flesh tones, some colors from the simple colors. Also, a lot of you asked about these Conte crayons. You see that? It's kind of a cross between a crayon, which is waxy, and a piece of chalk, which is powdery. And I just have these little pieces of white Conte crayon. Something else we're going to be using is a simple permanent black marker. Simple stuff. Just got it from the dollar store. Nothing too fancy. So, we have our source here, and I'm going to try to do as little commentary as possible. Oh, there's another thing I have. A watch. Got to keep track of the time. Artwork, we're going to start with the ballpoint pen. Just get a sketch here. Hopefully you can see this well. And I'm doing this with the pen so you can see the line better. With the pencil, it's cleaner. And the pen, there we go. Pencil, it's a cleaner artwork at the end, but my camera isn't the best quality, so I'm thinking you're not going to be able to see the pencil. Just a rough sketch. A lot of caricatures, think of it like a signature with energy. If you just draw like this and slow, you're not really going to get it that much. And again, we're just using newsprint here, basic newsprint paper. So have a little energy as if you're doing a signature when you do your caricatures. Simple. The ballpoint pen's kind of acting up because I have to hold it downward. It's kind of dying a little bit, but here we go. Rock it like this. George Washington. The reason this video is called This Is Monumental is because I'm going to do a little commentary when I get to the background. You'll see, it'll make sense then. Just a basic rough. Something else I'm doing, my face is almost arm's length from the paper. This is so I can see the entire perimeter. And I'm not really in tight getting details just yet. Pepper, get down, baby. My cat loves to watch me do art. And I have this camera on the table. Get down, baby. And he always wants to bump the camera. So I may give him a cameo in one of my videos. That's Pepper, Dr. Pepper, my roommate. Okay, simple stuff. Let's do Pepper. No, get down, baby. We'll fix that up later. That's a GW for George Washington. We'll tighten that up later. And looking at this hair kicks out further, so I'm going to Pepper. Oh my gosh, baby. Baby, you're bumping the camera, sweetie. Come on. You're going to make this video longer than it has to be. Okay, GW for George Washington. Now, roughly, the eyebrows come like this. I have no idea what color his eyes actually are. So I'm just going to play it off a little. This eyebrow comes up a little higher. The irises. And what I'm doing, as I mentioned in another video, my eyes are going back and forth, asking permission from the source. Can I make this line this way? No. I have to make it that way. The exception to this rule is if you're like a courtroom sketch artist. People are constantly moving, and you have to take a photo image pretty much of what you're looking at. So, because people are moving in a courtroom. So that's the exception to the rule of not looking back and forth, back and forth. I'm looking at his lips are kind of tight, a little far from the nose, but further from the chin. Should do a little sketching. Again, this would all be done with an H pencil, not an ebony pencil, not a B pencil. So the reason also with the H pencil, you can push hard and the line won't get black because it's a hard graphite. That's what you want. You don't want that line to get black. Let's go. Oh, there's something else I'm going to show you. Scrap paper. Keep that nearby. Whatever I'm drawing or painting, I keep a little piece of scrap paper and I test whatever I'm going to put on the piece. I test it on the scrap paper. So, and again, you don't have to be committed to your sketch lines. It's just a basic guide for you. Just a basic guide. He doesn't have a high cheekbone. He's kind of a flat, wobbly faced guy. And this marker is pretty dry. Secret I learned in art school. I'm going to switch it out actually. Yeah, I have two of them going here. Secret I learned in art school, when your markers are getting dry, just draw slower. See, I'm totally missing that sketch line on purpose. Because I remember that was just a guide for us. So when your marker is getting dry and you need it sharper, just go slower with your line. Simple caricature, first American president. And these lines are slow. Usually not a lot of energy in these lines here. So again, I don't know his eye color, so I'll just play it off and just do like a dark line. Actually, up here, see how his hairline is kind of not there? It's like blending into his forehead. I'm going to turn this around and use the point, just so that line isn't as heavy as the rest of these lines. Like I said, we're going to come back, put some color in this. I want to do this part thick, and under the eye, sketch it a little thinner. Pay attention whether it's portraits or caricatures, how the eyelid cuts through the iris, the round part of the eye. If you make that iris too round and his or her eyelid cuts through it, you're not going to capture them. That's one of the biggest secrets to realism with the eyes. And a lot of times one eye will cut more, the eyelid will cut more through than the other eye. So just draw what you see rather than what you know. His eyes are really dark, like that. Just simple circles. And we're going to do a heavy line right under his eyebrow. Boom, like that. His eyebrows are actually brown. They look brown at least. I know he wore a wig. They were big wigs back then. So I'm not going to put black for his eyebrows. I'm just using a rough, kind of a gray line. This marker's getting dry as I go, so it's still not a black line. I have to keep reminding myself, this is a caricature, not a portrait, so have fun. No, this is not one nostril shows, like that. Boom, like that. And the tight lips. I'll leave that line like that. Step back. Got it. Let's hit this right here. And switch markers again. I'll shake them down a little. Just cheapy markers. Get that ink flowing. Ooh, gotta put that down for a second. Wait a second. Fun stuff, fun stuff. Now, let's get into the good. Get it where the getting gets good. Now, with these colors, I have red through brown. Alright, let's see how I can explain this. I'm going to start with a little rosiness in his cheeks. And I'm going to start this way, this way, this way. See? A scribble style with this one. The paper is not really white, but remember this. There's something else I learned in art school. When you use any color on white, like color that's physical stuff, every color mixed together is black, or at least a really dark brown. The absence of physical color is white. That's why most canvases start off white. In light, it's the exact opposite. Picked up the yellow, and just filling stuff in, and I'll go over that red a little bit. Red and yellow makes orange. We're going to do orange anyway. I'm not going to make this too orange. I just noticed he doesn't have a lot of orange in his rosy cheeks. I hope my camera is picking this up for you. But with light, all light colors, like a rainbow, all the light mixed together is white light. No light at all is black. Darkness, you see. He has a real powdery face. Actually, I want to fix these rosiness. Now, you can make a flesh tone with red, yellow, and white. I'm sorry, red, orange, yellow, and white. This is already white, off-white in this case. See, when I push light on white paper, it's peach. Push light, it's pink. I'm using a hard red crayon, but I was going really, really lightly with that. Caricature style, let's give him some really red lips here. And his bottom lip, you notice, is a lot less pronounced than his top lip. Boom. Step back a little, look at it. I see a little orange in his eye folds. Yup, right there. Let me actually push a little harder. Since my camera isn't the best quality, I didn't realize I was getting such a cheap quality camera when I bought it. But you get what you pay for. And since I've been doing so many videos with the same old camera, hey, let's just keep it going. Yeah, I'm going to push a little harder than I normally would, just so these colors can show up for you. Actually, you know what I see on his chin? I see purple. And I'm not pushing heavy. This is a shadow. See, well, I'm going to push a little heavier for you. Do I see purple anywhere else? Yes, I see it right in here. Looking back and forth. Going with the curvature of the nose here. So I'm starting here and just fanning it down. Just like that, yeah. Go even further. I could be doing this with black, which if you push light it's a gray. I could be doing this with brown. Doesn't matter too much. You know what? Let's get funky. Blue on this part of the nose. And remember, with these colors, think of it like you're adding salt to food. You don't want you don't want a french fries with your salt. You want a little salt with your french fries. So that little bit of blue, I don't actually see much more blue. I'll put a little in this purple. That little bit of blue is going to give your work so much more depth. So try it sometime. You can do that with any color. It doesn't have to be blue. You can have dominant colors. and less dominant colors. Boom. Now, because he's so light, we're going to grab our white Conte crayon and go to town. Yeah. I'm going to start in the highlight, the lightest parts where the light is. Actually, I'm going to set that right there so I can hold on to my paper. I'm not pushing very hard at first. Going light and letting it build up. Probably hit that black line again later. Boom. His nose has more than that. Now I'm pushing hard. Come over here. Boom, right there. See that one? Yep. See how I'm taking my time around the eyes? Very important. I'm not going to put a lot of white on the eyelid because there's already a shadow there. So I'm going to let the paper, since it's an off-white newsprint, serve as the shadow. Asking permission from the source. Yup, you got it. Has a little lightness here over that yellow, very lightly right there. We're going to smear this with our finger, so you don't have to be too perfect with it. On his nose, actually, I see. I'm going to turn it this way, the crayon, the Conte crayon. I'm going to go really hard, pushing as hard as I can without cutting the paper or breaking the Conte crayon. Boom, almost there, baby. Very lightly, very gently, let it build up. Very lightly over where the mustache would be. Over here. Let's do the whites of his eyes. Get in there nice and tight. And again, when you do the eyes, again, pay close attention to how much the eyelids cover the eye. There's a lot of shadow in my source, a lot of deep shadows here. I'm going to take artistic license just a little bit and just not honor all the deep shadows. Because I could, back in here, I could go heavy with brown. You know, artistic license, I want this to be lighter and funner and free. Go over there. Bada bing. Now the hair. You can see his hair is flowing like this, pushing hard. I might break the Conte crayon at this point, but that's okay. Have much more. Push hard in here with circles. Go light down here. So a highlight there. There's a highlight there. I don't want to kill this black marker too much, so I'm going to try to avoid it just a little bit. But we can go back with black marker later. Yeah, just like Conte crayon's almost expired, grab a new one. Very pale flesh looking guy. Let's see what I'm doing now. I'm stepping back, getting the big picture. I run back in. Let's do this here, his little collar. Some fun stuff, baby, fun stuff. I'm actually making a mess right now. Contes are breaking, I'm just loving it. There's a shadow here, so see that shadow? Right in the collar? So we'll let the paper be some of the shadow. We'll just push very lightly right there where it's over in the front. Really bright. I don't like how dark his face is here. I'm going to go even heavier. Let's really make this happen. I want his face to be brighter. A little highlight on the nostril, yeah. Now, let's see. Let's start smearing this. Middle finger, any finger, all your fingers, whatever you want. Remember, Conte's kind of chalky, so we're getting rid of that loose Conte. Pressing hard on some parts, light on others. Where I pushed hard with the Conte, push a little harder with the blending. Yeah, let's just kill the black. It's bothering me, so kill the black marker a little bit. We can sharpen it up soon. Down here, boom, 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 boom. Pushing hard, pushing hard. Step back. Okay, I'm happy with that. Scribble, scribble, scribble. So fill in a color fast, no matter what kind of art you're doing. I did this as a kid with coloring books. Define, you can do this with paint too. Define the shape you want to fill in, nice and clean. See, I'm taking my time with this. See, it's defined. Now, just look at this inside part. Don't even worry about the black line or the edge. Scribble, fast, energy. That's how it's done. Again, fill something in fast. Define what you're going to fill in. Kind of with a broad stroke. Be done with anything you're drawing or painting with. It can be done. The reason I called this video, This Is Monumental. A lot of you know I'm running for U.S. Vice President as a write-in. A lot of you know. I want you to write in God for U.S. President 2020. Write in Dorfus James Jackson for U.S. Vice President 2020. But I wanted to talk for a second about the monument issue in our nation. People wanting to tear down Confederate statues and statues that they don't like or that we don't like. I want to take this opportunity to chime in. Before I chime in, see, I'm going with a stroke kind of like that because the shoulder is rounded. So it doesn't have to be perfect, just like that. Think of the objective data. Let's call it artwork. You have one group of people who want this statue or this artwork up. You have another group who wants this statue or this artwork torn down. Cutting past all of this is black content or black crayon. Cutting past all the actual details, just think about it objectively. How is this any different than what ISIS is doing in the East? Some people and they're destroying old churches and old artifacts and relics. How's it any different? You have one side that wants the art up, another side that wants the art down. Christians, let me ask you, ISIS tearing down those old churches, did it make you not want to be a Christian anymore? Absolutely not. It emboldens us. Tearing down Confederate statues is not going to change the idea. It just strengthens the resolve of the people who want those statues up. Now, I'm an artist. I say, leave the statues up. This is not about us, people. This is about our children. I have a vision. I have a really cool vision of school children going on a field trip. And they visit the Confederate or the rebel statues that are up. And the teacher says, this is General so-and-so, and he did this and he did that. But keep the statue up. Don't erase history. But in that vision I had, and that I have, another thought came up. I say, let's do more statues. Let's do them of Big Ma in the hood, who's raising her daughter's kids or her son's kids while their son or daughter tries to navigate this wicked society we live in. Or should I call it an unfair society? Do a statue of Big Ma from the hood. And on that same field trip, after you see the Confederate statue, tell them in 17, there was a movement to take down this statue. But then we're going to go over here. And this is a statue, Big Ma, from the hood, and she did this and she did that. Put up some statues of people who've done something positive and upbuilding in our society, not just the negative. And the statue of Big Ma, I want it front and center. Don't put it in a corner somewhere. That's just my viewpoint. I'm about done with this. I'm about to start overworking it in a minute here. Big part of art, especially with paintings, knowing when to quit. This is monumental. So, what you think? Comment, like, dislike. Let me know what you think. If you like this artwork, please subscribe. We have more coming. Yeah, marker's dying on the cramming. So come up here. Yeah, subscribers will be rewarded. So subscribe to my channel. Show some love. Oh, we got a shadow here. Okay, I'm getting to the point where I'm about to start overworking it. But you get the message. You get it. Something else I like to do with a lot of my art, this is a little secret, is I do a border or a frame. What this does, it helps. Now, I'm going to try to do it straight, but I'm also going to be going crooked on purpose. Because it's a caricature. You can line this up with a ruler or whatnot, but let them break the border. What this does, secretly, it's my secret technique. It keeps people's eye in the picture a little bit longer when there's a frame or a border like this. Sometimes in a gallery or museum, people will frame it again, and that just reinforces them keeping their eye in your piece. Alright, that's all. I'm about to start overworking this to sign it. DJ Jackson, 2017 AD. Hope you like it. God bless you, people. Oh, actually, let's do this. Let's zoom into you. Yep, there it is. Take a look at my little setup here. Let it get messy. We'll clean up our toys later. God bless you.